Hello, welcome to this video where today I'm going to talk about the dead internet theory. Basically, the theory goes that, the internet as it is essentially dead. Like, it's not as populated as it may seem. And more of late, it seems to be more than just a theory, but kinda a fact. Because a lot of, bots and stuff are populating the internet these days instead of, real people. So the theory has sort of become kind of more fact than a theory given things. I mean, there's still obviously people like the internet truly dying. It's never gonna happen. At least, at the moment. Who knows what the future can hold, but it'd be pretty hard to, actually, you know, kill off, it basically require the death of humanity for the internet to be dead. All that's left is just bots, and then it's truly a dead internet. But either way, this theory, why I talk about it, poses a lot of interesting questions like how much the percentage of the internet is bots, and more specifically, like, if you go with the example of, my channel, because, I'm just going to be, naturally, using myself as a bias for, a pinpoint, but how much of a percentage of my audience are bots, probably bots that are probably sophisticated enough to hide the fact that they're bots, because bots will be, removed, naturally through time, but some have become, that, well made, that's, hard for the systems to, weed out the more sophisticated bots. So how much of a percentage of, my YouTube or Twitch could be, bots? It poses some interesting questions. It also poses interesting questions like, are you actually talking to real human beings, or are you just talking to robots? Are you potentially just, arguing with robots? And hello, Rose Moore, Rennie, welcome. Yes, I read chat. Just, also doing recording, do the recordings live for, people watching the video later. But anyway, I don't want to derail my train of thought too much. But it's, yeah, when was I? Oh, yeah, fighting, you potentially are arguing with bots I'm not an affiliate, yeah. I'm talking about the dead internet theory for this, current recording I'm, doing while live streaming. Talking about the case of potentially you could be like arguing with bots like online or, you know, thing people that might seem like real people might, just be bots and stuff. So it's, fascinating that, think about your bot. But who knows? I can't even prove if you're a bot. Yeah, and you can't even know. At any point, I could be a bot. We just have to, trust that, each one is not a bot. Yep, exactly. Who knows? But yeah, the dead internet theory is fascinating given the fact that, the internet has kinda end up in that state with bots where there's less, actual humans on the internet technically than previously. It's kind of ratio sort of thing. Like, there's, compared to like, 20, 30 years ago, there'd definitely be more humans on the internet now than in the past. But also, from the past, 10, 20 years ago, there probably would have been, not any bots, but now, there can be, dozens, compared to just, one human. Like, the ratio could literally be 1 to 100, one human to 100 bots, because, people can make like a dozen bots so easily. So, it's, interesting stuff to think about. That some parts of the theory prove to be more true than others. Yeah, and the internet hasn't truly died, but how much of it is true and genuine human interaction? Like, how much percentage? And this percentage might get smaller in time if more bots populate in. Also brings up a sort of side question of eventually bots might become, naturally evolve into AI, and what points, an AI counts as a potential person. So, how long until the internet is, a bunch of AIs? Which, yeah, again, I've talked about AI before and, the future of that. I do have a Discord. It's not like a channel, just an account, but it's same as you know my username. It's just convenient. You know, but yeah, guess yeah, I'll probably tell later. I'm just gonna continue my train of thought, otherwise I'll lose my train of thought. But yeah, uh, where was I with my train of thought? Oh yeah, AI. It's eventually taking place of the bots. Uh, so how long until the AI, bots to AI, internet progresses to that stage, and you know, when AI becomes defined as human or not, because I guess that's gotta be judged, I guess, at some point, and by then I guess it'll be a different sort of dead internet in a way. Yes, the theory will evolve with that progression, as it's humans interacting with almost humans to some, depending on where you stand philosophically, some would consider AI as human. Like, for me, I feel like a point where it's, got sort of the intelligence and emotions of a person. That's sort of when it becomes human for me, at least. But it really is something to be, seen in the moment. You won't know it till it happens. So, yeah, it's AI would naturally be the next step of, dead internet. And, not all AI are bad, just, the ones that seem to risk, jobs are potentially not great. But, AI also has its benefits, as it could, AIs could seriously help with things. So, you know, AIs, I've talked about them before. On one hand, AIs suck because, ruin the artist's integrity, potentially take away from, stuff people have actually made. But on the other hand, AIs could be, very good companions. Look at Halo, for example, Cortana. Someone that can be your friend and ally, something, very smart that could, help with humanity in many aspects drastically, potentially. So, there's definitely good and bad to anything. Yeah, and that's just the nature of life, both good and bad in balance. But in general, dead internet ain't great. Especially if, the ratio of, humans versus bots or eventually AI, it does definitely seem like, how could you, trust that you're speaking with a human? How could you trust that, you're not wasting your time on something like having a arguments which is null and void because you're arguing with basically, a shadow, not even a real person. It just seems like, some weird and interesting things are probably going to happen in the future. But, yeah. I guess, that's basically the dead internet theory, Some people might not actually be people. How much of a percentage of, stuff is, bots and stuff. And I'm not even certain, with my own audience, how much percentage. How many of, the 260 followers are like, odd followers are like, or is it 70 now? I already forgot. It's 70. Like, how much percentage of that is, bots? As for, YouTube, how much of the 440 odd are bots? Can't truly know. Can't, imagine if it's like a high percentage, like 50%, like that's insane, but potentially plausible. Because, yeah, again, the ratio, as I stated before, the ratio could be high, even if it wasn't as aggressive as I said before, like 1 to 100. Even if it was just 1 to 10, it'd still be very plausible, that. Think of, like, I don't know, a big YouTuber, like Markiplier. Imagine if, 50% of, their audience is bots. That's like, it's over 30 million now, like, that's 15 million bots if it's a high percentage. I doubt it's that much. But there's no way to be certain. There's no way to be, certain. And yeah. It's you know, like, uh, trying to find words for, like, it's crazy to think about, basically, you know, potentially that many could be bots. And I doubt, I hope it's not like that, but you know, the possibility is there. Either way, yeah, TED Internet is interesting to think about. It's definitely very much interesting to, you know, think about, you know, what, you know, the stats might be. I wonder if there's like someone that's, you know, actually tried to find the stats or something. Probably. I don't know. Mainly I've just, you know, seen people talk about, you know, before in like YouTube videos. Feel like at this point someone would have tried to determine things. Or maybe I just forgot the stats if there were stats in the things previous videos I watched because they were probably a while ago. Yeah, and this idea's a old idea. Yeah, and tend to hold on to my ideas for a while before I actually do them. So by the time I do them, you know, probably forget some of the information points I was going to make. At least I think I've made a lot of good points here already about things. But yeah, either way, I guess you know there's a lot to the internet theory. A lot of roads, you know, could go down, you know, in the future, and uh, you know, there's a lot to think about. But either way, I guess that's probably going to be the end of the topic, you know, thing. Before I blabber forever, I do have other things I want to get to in this stream. Given, yeah, again, Cyclone, whoopee for Cyclone. Alfred, god damn it, the butler's rebelling. Alfred, why? You were supposed to help, you know, I don't know, Batman, not destroy him in the cyclone. I don't know where I'm going with this gag. Anyway, but yeah, it's definitely interesting to think about, you know, the theory might be more kind of fact. It's still like half theory, half like it's half theory, half fact, I guess. Because sure, it's not entirely accurate, but it's not entirely inaccurate. Yeah, and it's a middle ground, which means, like many things in life, it lies in the middle. And, you know, uh, Bud's brain worker um, it's it's just interesting to think about it all. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. So peace, thank you, and goodbye.